Welcome to this week's chart scan. My name is Marco Mayer from Trading Educators, and today's question I'd like to answer is, hey Marco, what's the best time of the day to day trade the Euro-US dollar? As a systematic trader, the way I like to look at things, the way I like to approach things is to quantify them, to measure them, to get a statistical idea. So I had a look at the Euro-US dollar future traded at the CME and had a look at the data of the last round about 6 years. Took the price data and created 30-minute time spans out of it. So each one of these represents 30 minutes of trading. Got the open, high, low, close and the volume. Now if you trade spot forex, things are a little bit different, so the quote's going to be slightly different. But what's going to be the same is the price spans, and that's what we're going to look at. So in other words, if the Euro future moves 20 pips or 20 ticks, that's also what the spot market's going to do. Let's first of all ask us, okay, if we want to look to day trade, to scalp in a market at a specific time of the day, what are we looking for actually? What could a good time be? What would a bad time be? And the first thing we need as day traders in that case is we need volume, we need liquidity. Usually there's plenty of that in the Euro-US dollar, of course, which is a very liquid market. Now, why do we need that? We need good liquidity because we have to get in and out of trades quickly. And we want to avoid the slippage, limit orders not getting filled, things like that. The second, and in this case more important part, is volatility. To day trade a market, we need prices to move during that time. So if you trade when nothing's going on in the markets and the market barely moves, you're gonna have a very hard time to make money day trading, because you need that volatility, you need that movement, especially when you look at the trading costs you're gonna have all the time. So in other words, you're always gonna have a bid-ask spread, you're always gonna have commission costs, and with that, if the market doesn't give you enough movement, you won't be able to compensate for these costs. So let's start looking at the volume. To do so, I've created a little chart here, which is a simple bar chart showing us the number of contracts on the left side and the time of the day at the bottom. And what this shows us is how many contracts on average are traded on what time over the last 5 to 6 years. As expected, volume pretty much drops down in the future towards the end of the New York close and stays quite low throughout the Asian session, picks up again when we go into the London Europe opening, and the real peak happens in the US session when the US markets open. So next up is the volatility, and to measure this I simply had a look at the range of the bar, take the high minus the low, gives us the range of the bar, and then look at the average of these. So let's have a look. What does this tell us? And it's pretty much the same as the volume. Goes down towards the close, stays relatively low throughout the Asian session, and then really picks up when Europe and London open and peaks around the US open. Looking at this, starting here, this is a pretty decent time, so from 3 to 6. And then of course from 8:30 to 11 when you get most of the moves happening. You might notice that spike here at 8:30. That's due to economical news data coming out often at that time of the day. So this is when the markets often go a little bit crazy, you get lots of volatility. So my conclusion to the question is that the best times to day trade the Euro-US dollar, looking at volatility and volume, are between 3 and 5 a.m. and 8:30 to 11 a.m. New York time. No surprise here really. So if you want to scalp this market, if that's a good idea or not is another thing. But if you want to do so, go for the liquid times. Go when the action's happening. Alright, thanks for watching. If you have any question you want me to answer in a future episode of ChartScan, send me an email to marco@tradingeducators.com and check back soon for the next episode of ChartScan.